Thanks so much for being with us here on ANF Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. Early voting is now underway all across the state of Georgia. Here is a look at the lines as dozens of people brave the cold this morning to cast their ballot. So you're voting not only for the next president of the United States, but also several local races as well. Of course, Georgia will play a key role in deciding who will take the White House, former President Donald Trump or Vice President Kamala Harris. So many counties and election officials preparing for a massive turnout, which has already started to begin. And that's why a lot of people that have spoken with Atlanta News First say they wanted to come out, check it off their list, but they also say they're happy to be some of the first to cast their vote in this election.
It's a gambit of issues that both probably make some good points about, both probably don't make some good points about. I would like to see more engagement within our community and really tackle the issues that we talk about.
And remember, if you are voting early, you can go to any early voting location in your county. We have a list on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Also, former President Donald Trump is visiting Metro Atlanta today. He's expected to make appearances in Cobb and Forsyth counties. The visit in Forsyth will be a taped town hall in front of a predominantly female audience. Yesterday, he spoke to women in Pennsylvania, saying he wants to be seen as their protector. Let's listen.
You will no longer be thinking about abortion. So all they talk about abortion because we've done something that nobody else could have done. It is now where it always had to be with the states and a vote of the people.
And recent polls show Trump trails Vice President Kamala Harris among female voters, both nationally as well as in key swing states, including here in Georgia. So I want to talk now about former Fulton County Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, who's expected to testify before a U.S. congressional committee today about his relationship with District Attorney Fani Willis. Willis is concerned that his testimony could jeopardize the case against the former president, Trump. And Atlanta News First's Asia Wilson reports from the Fulton County DA's office about a letter Willis sent to the committee addressing these concerns.
District Attorney Fani Willis is urging her former flame not to testify in the nation's capital today, specifically about anything that could compromise the Georgia indictment against former President Donald Trump. In the letter, Willis says her office has instructed Wade not to talk about confidential or privileged information that may jeopardize her investigation against the former president. Willis states Wade has knowledge of highly sensitive and confidential information regarding this ongoing criminal matter. Willis hired Wade as a special prosecutor in the Georgia interference case after the 2020 election. Wade stepped down from the case after a Fulton County Superior Court judge ruled he would need to resign in order for Willis to stay on the case. This after both admitted to a personal relationship, and after this came to light, Wade was vocal about it.
I believe that the public has, through the testimony and other interviews, the public has a clear snapshot that this is clearly just a distraction. It is not a relevant issue in this case, and I think that we should be focusing on more of the facts and the indictment in the case.
And right now, we do not know the exact time Wade will testify in front of that committee, but we do know what happened behind closed doors in Washington, D.C. In downtown Atlanta, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
All right, you know, nearly 45 million Americans are under frost and freeze alerts through Wednesday. I know it's a little bit chillier here. I'm feeling it. The National Weather Service forecasts the temperatures are going to dip into the 20s and 30s, bringing the coldest air since spring to parts of the central and eastern United States. Parts of North Carolina that were devastated by Hurricane Helene are going to feel the dip in temperature with freezing or near freezing temperatures through Thursday. Now back here in Metro Atlanta, here's First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris. I mean, I don't think we're going to freeze, right? But it's just going to be very cold. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct. There will be no freezing happening in Atlanta at all. But it's cold. It's October. It's that time of year. So, Joy, we decided to First Alert Weather Day today just because it was such an abrupt change It was like 84 degrees on Sunday, and we started in the 40s this morning. So as a lot of you got to work this morning, we knew that would kind of hit you in the face. So that first alert is what that was. And we did drop into the 40s, Joy, in Atlanta for the first time since April 23rd.
I could feel it.
Yeah,
It's a big
we all
shock.
can, right? I tell you what, though, later on this afternoon, we'll be in pretty good shape. Highs will reach into the 60s. That is below average. Nearly 70 degrees in Atlanta. We're forecasting 67 degrees. So it won't be as warm today as it was yesterday as far as your highs are concerned. And we're not really done with the cold. Today is the first alert again, just because this is sort of the beginning of the colder weather. But tomorrow will actually be colder than today in North Georgia. So prepare for that really for the rest of the week. Here's a live look at Buckhead. We're looking back toward the south from Sandy Springs. So we started mostly clear this morning, but we do have some clouds that are building in that'll stick around through at least the first part of the afternoon. These are not rain-producing clouds, so you don't have to worry about that. But it is cloudy to mostly cloudy here across the region. So here's your hour-by-hour forecast. 61 at lunchtime, 67 at 3 o'clock. That will be the high temperature today. We're down to 64 at 6 for the end of your commute, and 56 if you're headed out later on this evening. Again, that is in Atlanta. So here's the setup. We have what we call a northwest flow here across North Georgia and really the entire eastern portions of the country. That's why we're seeing the cooler air out there. What's going to happen today, we have a little piece of energy that's in this pattern that's going to slide through the state today. If we had more moisture, it would actually produce rain, but we don't have enough moisture. So all we're seeing from this is the clouds that you're seeing out there right now. The other thing this will do is produce a stronger wind, particularly tonight. So tonight after sunset, the winds will start to gust up to about 20 miles per hour. Again, that's because of that piece of energy that's coming in from the northern portions of the country. So here we go with the 7 days. 67 this afternoon. We do see the clouds out there now. By about 3, 4 o'clock, those clouds will move out and we'll go back to mostly clear skies. So this is super important for Wednesday morning. It will be colder Wednesday morning than it was this morning. So this morning we dropped into the upper 40s in Atlanta. On Wednesday, 43 in Atlanta. That means the low 40s, maybe even some upper 30s in the suburbs as you get out the door on Wednesday morning. And remember, because the wind will be a bit gusty, there will actually be a wind chill when you step out the door on Wednesday. So there will be a bit of a bite in the air. So be prepared for that, at least a jacket again on Wednesday morning, and only up to 61 degrees Wednesday afternoon. So while today's high is 67, tomorrow only 61, and then 39 for Atlanta on Thursday morning. So Wednesday afternoon will be the coolest afternoon this week, and then Thursday morning will be the coolest morning. And then we're up to 65 by Thursday afternoon, 69 on Friday, and the 70s are back just in time for the weekend. 71 on Saturday, 76 on Sunday, and 77 by next Monday. There's absolutely no rain in this 7-day forecast, so it will stay dry. I do want to take you to the tropics, though. We are still watching a tropical wave that's currently located in the open Atlantic that's moving westward, and it is likely to become a tropical depression or tropical storm this weekend. That won't impact the U.S., but if you have any travel plans toward the Caribbean this weekend, watch out for that tropical wave. We'll keep you up to date on that throughout the course of the week. Again, that's something that we're watching for the Caribbean this weekend, not for the U.S. So our 7 days looking pretty good, just chilly, particularly in the mornings and nice in the afternoons. We'll have an updated forecast for you on Atlanta News First at noon and always in the First Alert Weather app.